If you like psychology videos, subscribe to Psychology in Minutes. Have you ever met someone for the first time and instantly felt connected to them without understanding why? Or maybe you've had dreams so strange and emotional that they stayed in your mind for days. Maybe you've noticed how some people act completely differently depending on the situation. Quiet people suddenly becoming confident. Kind people suddenly becoming aggressive. Confident people secretly feeling insecure underneath. And sometimes it feels like people are hiding entire parts of themselves, even from themselves. Now here's the question that made Carl Jung's theories so fascinating. What if human personality is much deeper than the conscious self we show the world? Today we're diving deep into Jungian personality theory, one of psychology's most mysterious, symbolic, and influential theories of personality. We'll explore how Jung developed his ideas, the collective unconscious, archetypes, introversion and extroversion, the shadow self, personality masks, dreams, relationships, and why people are often controlled by hidden parts of themselves without realizing it. And most importantly, can understanding your unconscious mind completely change the way you understand yourself? To understand Jungian psychology, we first need to understand Carl Jung himself. Jung originally worked closely with Sigmund Freud. At first, Freud believed Jung would continue the future of psychoanalysis. But eventually, Jung disagreed with Freud's heavy focus on sexuality and unconscious repression. Jung believed the human mind was much larger, deeper, and more spiritual than Freud described. So Jung created his own approach called analytical psychology. Jung believed personality is shaped not only by personal experiences, but also by universal psychological patterns shared across humanity. This became one of his most famous ideas, the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is a deep layer of the mind containing inherited psychological symbols and patterns common across all humans. Jung believed these patterns appear in myths, religion, dreams, stories, movies, and even modern culture. And these patterns are called archetypes. Archetypes are universal personality symbols people unconsciously recognize. Some major archetypes include the hero, the caregiver, the rebel, the innocent, the explorer, the wise old man, the trickster. Think about movies for a second. Almost every story follows similar patterns. A hero faces challenges. A mentor guides them. A villain represents chaos or fear. Jung believed humans connect emotionally to these stories because archetypes already exist inside the unconscious mind. Now let's talk about one of Jung's most famous ideas, the shadow self. The shadow represents the hidden parts of ourselves we reject, suppress, or deny. These can include anger, jealousy, fear, aggression, insecurity, selfishness. For example, someone who appears extremely calm and kind may secretly suppress deep anger. Someone who constantly judges others may actually be rejecting traits they dislike in themselves. Jung believed people often project their shadow onto others. Projection means unconsciously seeing your own hidden traits in someone else. Example: a person who secretly feels insecure may constantly accuse others of being weak or fake. This idea became extremely influential in psychology because Jung believed the parts of yourself you ignore emotionally often control your behavior the most. And here's the important part. Jung did not believe the shadow was evil. He believed integrating the shadow creates psychological balance. In other words, healing happens when people acknowledge hidden parts of themselves instead of pretending they don't exist. Now let's talk about persona. The persona is the social mask people show the world. Think about how differently people behave. At work, with family, online, with close friends. Most people adjust personality depending on social expectations. Example: someone may appear confident and successful publicly while privately feeling anxious and emotionally exhausted. Jung believed problems happen when people identify too strongly with the persona and lose connection with their authentic self. Honestly, this feels extremely relevant today. Social media often encourages people to build polished personas instead of authentic identities. People begin performing versions of themselves constantly, and over time, they may not even know who they truly are underneath the performance. Now let's explore introversion and extroversion. Long before modern personality tests existed, Jung introduced these concepts. Introverts recharge internally. They usually prefer reflection, depth, quiet environments, and smaller social circles. Positive traits: thoughtful, observant, creative, introspective. Negative traits: social withdrawal, emotional isolation, overthinking. Example: an introverted person may enjoy spending hours alone reading, creating art, or thinking deeply, but feel emotionally drained after large social gatherings. Extroverts recharge externally. They often enjoy stimulation, social interaction, excitement, and external engagement. Positive traits: energetic, expressive, socially confident. Negative traits: impulsiveness, attention-seeking, discomfort with silence or solitude. Example: an extrovert may feel emotionally energized after social interaction, while introverts feel mentally exhausted by the exact same situation. Neither personality is better. They simply process energy differently. Now let's explore Jung's theory in relationships. Jung believed people are often unconsciously attracted to traits missing within themselves. For example, a highly logical person may feel drawn toward emotionally expressive partners. A quiet introvert may admire socially confident people. Sometimes attraction is less about compatibility and more about psychological balance. But relationships also trigger the shadow self. Jealousy, fear of abandonment, insecurity, emotional dependency. These hidden parts often appear most strongly in close relationships. That's why relationships sometimes feel emotionally intense. They don't just reveal love, they reveal unconscious parts of personality people normally hide. In friendships, Jungian personalities often crave deep emotional or intellectual connection rather than surface-level interaction. Many highly introspective people feel emotionally disconnected in shallow social environments. At work, introverts may thrive in focused, independent environments. Extroverts often perform well in leadership, communication, networking, and fast-paced social settings. Creative personalities inspired by Jungian traits often excel in writing, psychology, filmmaking, art, philosophy, spirituality, and storytelling. Now, let's answer the biggest question. Can understanding the unconscious mind actually change someone's life? Jung believed yes. He called this process individuation. Individuation means becoming psychologically whole by integrating all parts of yourself: your strengths, your fears, your shadow, your emotions, your authentic identity. According to Jung, many people spend their lives running from parts of themselves. But true self-awareness begins when people stop pretending certain emotions or traits don't exist. Because ignored emotions don't disappear. They usually return in stronger and more destructive ways. Now let's talk about how Jungian ideas are studied today. While some of Jung's concepts are difficult to measure scientifically, his influence remains enormous. His theories inspired personality typing systems like MBTI dream analysis, modern psychotherapy storytelling theory, character archetypes in film and literature. Even today, Jungian psychology remains deeply connected to self-discovery and identity exploration. Of course, critics argue some Jungian ideas are too symbolic and lack strong scientific evidence. But psychologically, Jung changed the way people think about personality forever. Because Jung believed humans are not just rational creatures. People are emotional, symbolic, unconscious, contradictory, and deeply complex. And sometimes the scariest part of self-awareness is realizing the version of yourself you show the world is only one small part of who you actually are. Subscribe to Psychology in Minutes for more.